Sabbath. When do we normally observe the Sabbath? What day of the week? Sunday. Is that when everybody observes the Sabbath? Saturday. Is there a specific day in Scriptures that's mentioned that you must do the Sabbath? Monday week. Sunday, whenever that happens to fall. Depends on your calendar. At one time it was Saturday, now it's Sunday, most people. But not necessarily so. I want to talk a little bit about the Sabbath because I think we've forgotten what it really means. I don't think we understand what the Sabbath was set up for. And I don't think we understand what we're supposed to observe it. One day of the week, definitely you're supposed to have rest. For a pastor, that's never on Sunday. They don't get their rest on Sunday. Your day comes whatever other day you pick in the week. But everybody should have at least one day that you're restful. We're busy. As a society, we spend all our time running, moving, going one place to the other. And I think that society has told us that's the only way we're worth anything. All the things that we see in life cost money. The only way that you can get it is work for somebody else. And as you're doing all that work, of course, you're getting busier and busier and busier. We don't have a whole lot of time to rest. You look at a person's typical day, usually they start out 6 in the morning, and you're lucky if by about 11 or 12 o'clock you're finally done all your activities and you get to go to bed. Not much of a life. And I want to talk about what God says about a Sabbath, to see if we still respect it, do we still honor it, and do we still really know what it means. I think in a lot of cases that we don't. So the first thing I want to go through, though, and this was done at convention. This fellow, his name's Martin Buchanan, and he gave a list of things or ideas as to why we work a little bit too much. Signs that you're a workaholic. How many people are workaholic? Yeah, I'm glad Reginald put up his hand. I know he is, definitely. Lots of us know already in our hearts that we are workaholics. And I think some days we look like this. That's how I felt on Saturday morning. I got up, I had 2 sermons to do this week. So I thought, well, I'm going to be really, really busy. It takes about 10 to 15 hours to do a sermon. And I got thinking, well, Saturday morning I got up, I had part of the sermon done, but not all of it. And I went on the internet and I started getting some of my material. So I like getting pictures from the internet. I got on there and I got a virus. And as soon as I got that virus, it attacked the computer. And I lost the computer. It was down. It was bad. Like somebody really put a lot of effort into it. Because I thought they wiped my hard drive. Because every time I looked for my files, they were all gone. I thought, oh my. I haven't got a computer. I don't have anything I can work on. How am I going to finish the sermon? Maybe we'll go back to paper and pen. So that might be all we have. 2 hours later, I finally got my computer back up running. But the wife saw this picture and she said, that's just what you look like right now. Right now. That's exactly what you look like. Because I had my coffee in my hand and I was going, yeah, okay, I'm going back to paper and pen. It's like somebody really has too much time in their hands, whoever wrote the virus. I think that's the way we are in life. I think this is what we look like more times than we care to admit. I think a lot of times we're just really stressed. Some of the ideas, signs of being overworked, one of them is outsized anger. Have you ever been a little bit too angry for the situation? Somebody comes up to you, for instance. Let's say we did the meet and greet. Let's say somebody bumps into you as they walk by. Do you get mad? Do you get really just violent inside? Do you think, why'd they do that? That person just hit me. Is that what you think? You know what? Truthfully, we do think that way sometimes. Anybody know what a snit fit is? Anybody know what a snit fit is? Oh, there we go. Somebody knows what the snit fit is. Have you ever woke up in the morning and you felt just absolutely miserable? You have no idea why. None. You think you slept well. You don't have anything planned for the day that's really nasty or rotten. But you just wake up and you're foul. You look like this guy here ready to hit somebody or punch him out. And everyone you meet, you rub the wrong way. Doesn't matter who they are. And everyone that meets you rubs you the wrong way. Even if they just come up and say hi. That's all it takes and you get mad at them. You ever had that day? We've all had that day. That's a good sign that you're overworked. That's a sign that you're really way out there. You're stressed too much. When somebody does something to you and you overreact, that's one sign. Another one is restlessness. Have you ever asked a workaholic to sit in one place for any length of time at all? And if you watch them, you'll see exactly what I mean by fidgety. They don't like sitting still. If you ask somebody, I just want you to sit there. All I want you to do, I don't want you to do anything else. Just sit. and relax. They can't do it. They'll sit there, they'll bounce in the pew or in their chairs, and they'll say, what am I supposed to be doing next? And what's going on tonight? What's going on tomorrow? What are all these events? And have I got them all done yet? Have I got them all planned yet? They're going through a list of stuff in their minds while they're sitting in their seat. That's a workaholic. Restless. Have you ever been up at night time and not getting sleep? Have you ever laid in your bed at night time and think, I wonder what's coming on tomorrow? Am I going to get all the things done I'm supposed to get done tomorrow? Have you ever lost a night of sleep because you got too much planned? That's a sign you're a workaholic. Another one is growing resentment towards anybody or anything. That means somebody, for whatever reason in the world, is rubbing you the wrong way. And every time you meet them, you get angrier with them. Doesn't matter what they say to you. Makes no difference. For whatever reason, that person is just rubbing you wrong. And you know God's Word says you're supposed to love your neighbor as yourself. You're supposed to love everybody you meet, including your enemies. But that person knows how to get under your skin. If you're finding that's the case, again, you might be overworking. I like this one. Here's a really nice one. Have you ever had somebody come up to you and say, I know you're really, really, really busy, but would you give me a hand? You ever heard that? That's a sign that you might be working a little bit too much because they're looking at you and your lifestyle and they're saying, I don't want to add any more to them. I know they're stressed. I know they got 50 million things on the go, and I add one more thing, maybe they'll explode. Maybe they won't be able to handle it. I just feel guilty even asking them. If that's the case, you got too much planned. Because you know what? God asks you to do wonderful things on the spur of the moment. Somebody comes up to you and says, I need a helping hand. It's never going to be planned. Rarely is it ever. Usually it's on the spur of the moment. And if you've got no time, what are you going to do? You can miss out on some of the best things in life because you're way too busy. Another one is intimacy is strained. Intimacy towards other people, and more importantly, towards God. Do you ever have a period in your life where you feel just absolutely dead? Where you don't feel like God's really there? That you don't feel like He's talking to you? Seems like He's talking to everybody else, but not you? You ever feel like that? You ever feel like you're just not quite connecting anymore with God? We all do at times. That's a sign that you could be too busy. And the biggest one of all is just simply stop caring. You stop caring about life, you stop caring about your goals and your plans, you just don't care about anything. That's a sign you're doing too much. You know, God never meant us to work 24/7. He never meant us to do that. I'm going to tell you a little bit about God's command when it relates to work before I tell you about the Sabbath. I want to tell you a story first. This is an interesting story. I picked this up out of this book and I thought, kind of funny story. Have you ever had a bad day at work? You ever had a bad day, you're doing something and the day's just gone to the side? It's absolutely miserable and rotten, and by the time you get home, nobody wants to talk to you. Because you're just ugly. You're just like a big old bear. And you know you don't want to talk to anybody because you're going to ruin all your relationships. Here's what I encourage you to do from this book. This guy had a great idea. First, stop at the store and go buy yourself a rectal thermometer. Okay? Go get yourself a rectal thermometer. I got Matt's attention. And what you want to do is leave it in the box. Make sure it's in the box still. Don't open it up yet. Don't spoil the surprise. Make sure you got it in the box. And make sure it's from the Q-tip company. So get yourself that rectal thermometer and head your off on home. Don't look in the box. Great anticipation. Once you get there, though, pick a nice room. A really nice room. Quiet room. Nothing going on. Make sure that your spouse, your kids, whoever it is in the house, just say, stay away. Just stay away. Me and my rectal thermometer, we're going in the room. Trust me, nobody's coming into the room. You're safe. Once you get in there, what I want you to do is think about the day. Slowly take a big breath in, a big breath out to get ready. Make sure you're ready for it. Open up the box, and I want you to read the instructions. Go down through them. And as you go through the instructions, you get towards the bottom, and very, very fine print, it's going to say this. Every rectal thermometer by the Q-tip company is personally tested. Thank God I don't have that job. Because I wouldn't want to be the one who has to personally test your thermometer. Sometimes life really is hard. And sometimes we really don't like our work. And sometimes we say, you know, it's because of the way things started out in creation that work is really evil. But that's not true. God didn't make work as evil.